NEMLEC is a real and viable solution to the ever more difficult predicament of balancing a budget while providing community safety. At the forefront is NEMLEC's regional response team, which is composed of officers with expertise in crowd control, search and rescue, and other specialized areas, and includes fully certified SWAT officers trained in crisis negotiation, hostage response, and high-risk warrant service.
We filed public records requests with these entities called law enforcement councils, which are regional organizations that pool resources from police departments. And we heard something quite remarkable in response, which was that these publicly funded entities that conduct search warrant raids and arrest raids into people's homes are not public entities. That's what they told us, that they are actually private 501c3s and therefore immune from public records law, that they don't have to produce records in response to our request. So ultimately, the resolution of that lawsuit was a settlement where NEMLEC agreed. In fact, yes, we are a public entity subject to the public records law.
On September 1st, we decided to put NEMLEC's newfound commitment to openness to the test by making public records requests in person.
It's locked.
NEMLEC is made up of police chiefs, so we decided to try the police station.
That's where you would need to go. All right?
No, actually, that doesn't have any posted hours, nor does it have anybody there.
What I suggest is you call the number and speak to somebody, and I'm sure they can help you out.
Northeastern Massachusetts Law Enforcement Council is not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, this is Maya Schaefer from the Bay State Examiner. We're trying to make a records request and we're here. I returned 2 days later after NEMLEC returned my call, and I told them that I would come in to make my requests. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Here to make a few public records requests.
Okay, I'm not giving you permission to film me because I am not a public figure at all.
Oh, alright.
So you please shut that off.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like I said, you can give it to me in writing and then...
that's, okay. Sure. I can do that.
Yeah, and that's what I told you on the phone.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I brought them in writing. Sorry, I actually printed these out the other day, so they don't have the right date on them. So
Okay, then you'll have to change the date and initial it so that it's 10 days from today.
Of course. Can I make some verbal records requests?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I guess I should just make one for the record. May I have a copy? This is a records request under Massachusetts Open Records Law. Public
I don't know
records
anything
law.
about it. I'm not...
No,
I don't know any of the rules. I don't know any of the regulations. I am not in a position to tell you that you can do any of this stuff.
Well, I'm afraid that since you are the person here at a place that is subject to the public records law, and I have sort of a right to be here.
What right is that?
Well, under the public records law, you actually have the right to make a request in person,
I
even
don't
a
know
verbal
anything
one.
about it.
No, I understand you
I don't know anything about it.
I realize they didn't train you on this, so it's not your fault. I completely understand.
I'm
But
going
I
to
do.
call my director.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Actually,
If there's somebody who could come in and deal with this.
She's not available on Thursdays.
Okay, I understand. But anyway, like I said, under the Massachusetts Public Records Law, I would like a copy of any training documents related to the public records law that NEMLEC employees have received for this office.
Okay, I need you to leave. I'm not comfortable with you being here and me being here by myself, so I would request that you leave the office.
Okay, I have just a couple more to do, and then I can drop them off, and I will be right on my way. I'll head right out. I understand. I'm sorry. I recognize that it's awkward, especially since they didn't train you.
It has nothing to do with that. You personally are making me very uncomfortable.
Okay though, good news. I just finished, and let me get this turned in. It's regrettable that NEMLEC created such an unpleasant situation by not training their employee, but I was calm and polite the entire time, so it was a surprise to find that the police had been called out over my visit.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Just the office employee. I made a public records request, actually several.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it?
Yep.
All right. Well, have a good day.
That went well enough, but why was he there in the first place? A records request to the Wilmington Police uncovered a phone call from the president of NEMLEC.
John Fisher, Chief over in Carlisle. How are you today?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good. Ask a favor, please. I just tried to call Chief to be honest, but we've got an office. NEMLEC has an office over, I think it's 314 Main Street near town, Suite 205. That group that was in your back parking lot the other day is over at that office, and there's just a receptionist working there, and she's afraid of them. They have a camera in her face, and they're kind of yelling at her, and she doesn't know what to do. So she called up, but is there a possibility you could send a police officer over to kind of keep the peace?
On September 8th, we returned to the NEMLEC headquarters to make requests about the previous visit and why the police were called.
Locked. Well, it's September 8th, and obviously there's no mail slot. This is locked out, and nobody's at their office.
So our records requests were due by yesterday. We didn't get a response, so we've come back. Now, they are there, but the door is locked, and they won't come when we knock on the door. Okay, yeah, they're definitely there. We just saw them up in the window. Interesting. They were waiting to see us leave.
We got Chief Fisher's number from his call to the Wilmington police. We decided to give him a call to see if he would defuse the situation.
I'm at the NEMLEC headquarters in Wilmington. We made 30-some-odd records requests 12 days ago.
I have not spoken to Ms. Nichols about that. She sent me a proposed price estimate last night, which I just needed to peruse this afternoon as soon as this training's over, so that I made sure it was accurate, because it is substantial.
Okay.
So let me take a look at that, so she can get that back to you today.
Okay. So is there a reason that the office is locked up and no one is answering during what I was told is business hours?
Well, we don't have business hours that are regular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ms. Nichols works 30 hours a week, and the receptionist works 20.
Oh, I understand.
Sometimes, not every day, like a 9 to 5 operation.
I understand, but I was told that it was 9 to 2, Monday through Thursday. Is that inaccurate?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. Wait, it's correct that it's inaccurate?
Well, it's not. Yeah, they don't always keep regular hours.
Oh, all right. So why isn't Miss Nichols' information posted on the door with her contact information if she's the records keeper, as required by the public records law?
Listen, the conference is starting up. I'm standing in the back of the room.
Oh.
I've gotta get off the phone.
We were here at NEMLEC's headquarters about an hour and a half ago, and those windows were open. That's when we were knocking on their door and they had us locked out.
We called John Fisher again that night.
I just wanted to pick up sort of where we left off. I was at the NEMLEC, headquarters today, and I was concerned because it was pretty apparent. We could hear folks moving around, but the door was locked, and they wouldn't respond when we knocked on the door. But they did seem to be peering out the windows. Is there a reason why, while the office was open and staffed, the door would be locked and you guys wouldn't take public records requests?
Well, public records requests, you can mail them in 100 ways. I don't know. I wasn't there, obviously. I was at the conference all day today. But I know that Ms. Nichols was not there today because I called her when you called me, and she was not there. She was on another appointment. That's all I know about that. And I was more specifically talking to her about the public records request. We did order a sign for the door, and I wanted to run the language by someone first to ensure we met all of our obligations, or all the things we want to do. And we made one change to that today. But that sign should be there in the next 2 days.
Oh, that's good news. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, let me segue over to sort of the next question I had.
I mean, obviously, I have your phone number because I've got the audio of the call made to the Wilmington police by you.
Sure.
Right. So I'm sort of a little bit curious of a couple things. In your call to the Wilmington police, you basically accused me of yelling at Miss Flaherty and harassing her. Now, I mean, I obviously have a video of the whole time I was there that'll show that that didn't happen. But
Okay.
how did you wind up believing? I assume you believed that that was accurate information.
Because Susan called me afraid.
Okay.
So I was not there,
Mm-hmm.
and she called me afraid, said that you were yelling at her. She felt afraid.
Okay, so this was her accusation.
That's correct.
Okay.
And that's what my call to the Wilmington police stated as well.
Okay.
I hope you have my call to them too, right?
To the...
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, to the Wilmington police.
You have the context of the call, not just that it came from this number. You've got the context of the call. Okay.
Right.
That's all I stated to them, and I believe I told them that she had called me, and that was her concern.
Okay. Well, no, I appreciate that. All right. And then the other thing is about that call. You mentioned that I was the group of bloggers who were in the Wilmington police back lot asking for ID badges 2 days prior. Now, I'm sort of curious how you wound up knowing, you're the police chief in Carlisle, how you wound up knowing that I was in the Wilmington back lot. And by the way, I wasn't asking anybody in the back lot. I didn't talk to anybody when I was back there.
Oh, well, I heard that secondhand from another police officer. And I was trying to describe to the person that answered the telephone so that the officer would know who's going over there. And I'm sorry if I inaccurately described it, but I thought I tried to use some vernacular that they would understand who I was talking about. So if they recognize that it's the same folks that were in the back parking lot, that's who they'd be looking for when they arrive at the office.
Well,
we've never met, so I don't know how to describe you or anybody else that you work with. I thought that was best, and because they were at Wilmington, you guys were at Wilmington previously, that she might know, that might bring some memory back. But she said I wasn't working, so
sure.
There it is.
Is it typical for police to sort of keep tabs on journalists like that?
No, of course not.
Okay.
No. I just thought that it would be an accurate way to describe who you were, who you might be with. But at some point, we'll probably run into each other, and I'll be able to put a face with a name. But
certainly.
No, I don't. No, I wasn't trying to do anything. I don't know, malicious.
NEMLEC sent us a fee estimate, and we attempted to pay on the 24th, but the door was again locked. So we returned on the 29th and called John Fisher to see if we could arrange a way to pay for the records.
This is Maya from the Bay State Examiner. We're at the NEMLEC headquarters again.
Yeah.
There's nobody here. There's no sign. How do I actually pay for these records and drop off records requests?
You can mail them, or you could put them under the door. If there's nobody, I don't know that anybody's going to be in the office today. You can put them under the door, or let us, or let's see, what else could we do? It's probably the two easiest ways.
Well, I can't get a receipt if I tuck a check under the door, so that can't happen. And mailing is sort of inappropriate because these things are hand deliverable at a headquarters of any department. I mean, come on, it's the public records law. Even if NEMLEC doesn't understand it, you're a police chief, so you should know it.
Well, those are what we have available right now. So other than that, we're, as you know, as you and I spoke, we're having a sign made with the phone number on there and the email to set up an appointment. And then someone will be there at the appointed date and time to transact the business. But we don't have somebody there all the time because we just, NEMLEC facilitates mutual aid. They're not a standalone law enforcement agency, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we have to do it.
Okay, well, so there's no one I can go to now. How do I make that appointment?
The phone numbers are on the website, but I can see if I have it on my desktop. No. So they have the email address, as you know, and phone numbers on the website. Until that sign gets there, that's going to be the easiest way. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay, what municipal building do you guys keep your records in?
What municipal building do we keep our records in?
Yeah.
They're not in a municipal building. As you know, they're there at the office.
Oh, okay, so you have like
or the records, which is the reason it's preferable to go to the law enforcement agency where whatever record you're looking for, whatever event occurred, the best and most reliable spot to get that is at the law enforcement agency where any of the actions took place.
Interesting.
Which is what I've encouraged everyone to do.
Yes, I agree. You are encouraging people not to make records requests to NEMLEC. That's very apparent. All right, well, thank you. I guess this hasn't been very productive. Have a good day.
On October 21st, NEMLEC Director Laura Nichols emailed us saying that the records would be ready the next day, so on October 22nd, we tried to pick them up. The office was locked, but NEMLEC had at least put up a sign. The sign does not provide the information required by the law, though. Anyway, we called John Fisher and asked him about our records.
Chief Fisher.
Hey John, this is Maya from the Bay State Examiner. We just dropped by the NEMLEC office and no one's there, which is pretty strange because we were supposed to pick up our records today. Where should...
I looked at it, like she mailed them today.
She mailed them?
Correct.
Thank you for your viewership, and if you found this reporting valuable, please like and share it. You can find more of our reports on BayStateExaminer.com. Links to our website, Facebook page, and Twitter are on the channel banner, and please consider donating so we can continue to expand our coverage. Thank you.
The suburbs of today are quite different than those of yesterday. Now, many are touched by and afflicted with problems that used to be exclusively in major cities. Arson, cybercrime, drug and gang activity. On an ever-increasing scope, NEMLEC is an intelligence source and a monitor of regional crime activity.
Hold on, let's see what NEMLEC calls drug and gang related activity one more time in slow motion.